Picture this, a vast white continent, silent and frozen, stretching as far as the eye can see. This is Antarctica, the coldest, driest, and highest continent on Earth. It seems like the last place you'd expect to find fire and fury, right? Well, get ready to have your mind blown, because beneath this serene, icy landscape lies one of the planet's biggest and most explosive secrets. What if I told you that under miles of solid ice, a colossal network of volcanoes is hiding in plain sight? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but this is real cutting-edge science. For decades, we've viewed Antarctica as a static, frozen world, but recent discoveries are completely rewriting the story of this continent, revealing a dynamic and fiery heart beating deep beneath its icy shell. This isn't just about one or two small volcanoes. We're talking about a volcanic system so massive it could be the most densely packed volcanic region on the entire planet. A team of researchers from the University of Edinburgh made a jaw-dropping discovery that changed everything we thought we knew. They found a staggering 138 volcanoes lurking beneath the ice, and the most incredible part? 91 of them were completely unknown to science until now. They were hidden from us, buried under a seemingly impenetrable blanket of ice. So how on earth did they find them? It wasn't easy. You can't just walk around and spot them. The key was technology. Scientists used a combination of ice-penetrating radar flown over the continent and advanced satellite mapping. Imagine sending radar waves down through miles of ice, bouncing them off the bedrock below, and then painstakingly piecing together a 3D map of what lies beneath. It's like giving the planet an X-ray to reveal its hidden skeleton. What they uncovered was a breathtaking, invisible mountain range. Most of these newfound volcanoes are concentrated in a region known as the West Antarctic Rift System. This is a massive geological feature where the Earth's crust is being stretched and thinned, creating the perfect conditions for magma to rise from deep within the planet's mantle. It is a bit like pulling a piece of toffee apart. The middle gets thin and eventually tears, allowing the gooey center to bubble up. And these aren't just little hills. Some of these hidden peaks are absolutely colossal. Picture the Eiger in the Swiss Alps, a mountain that stands nearly 13,000 feet tall. Now, imagine a volcano of that same towering height, completely submerged and invisible beneath 2.5 miles of solid ice. It's a mind-boggling scale. If you could magically peel back the ice sheet, you'd be looking at a landscape as dramatic and majestic as any mountain range on Earth, dotted with the telltale cones of volcanoes. This discovery begs the question, could these volcanoes erupt? Right now, most of them appear to be dormant. But here's where things get really interesting. Even a dormant volcano isn't entirely off. They still release geothermal heat from below. Think of it like a giant hot plate buried under the ice. This constant, gentle heat warms the base of the ice sheet from underneath. And that brings us to the most critical part of this story. This volcanic heat source is located in West Antarctica, which is already considered the continent's weak spot when it comes to climate change. The West Antarctic ice sheet is what's known as a marine-based ice sheet. This means that a large portion of its base rests on bedrock that is far below sea level. This makes it incredibly vulnerable. Warmer ocean waters are already nibbling away at its edges, and now we know there's another source of heat melting it from the bottom up. It's a double whammy. The heat from the volcanoes can create subglacial lakes and rivers of meltwater at the base of the ice. This water acts as a lubricant, allowing the ice above to slide faster towards the ocean. It's like trying to stand on an ice rink that's been covered in a thin layer of water. You're going to slip. This process of basal melting can significantly weaken the ice sheet's stability and accelerate the rate at which it flows into the sea. So, what would happen if one of these volcanoes were to fully erupt? The consequences would be catastrophic. A major eruption under the ice would unleash an immense amount of geothermal heat in a very short time. It would be like turning that gentle hot plate up to its maximum setting. This could trigger a massive rapid melt event, creating a colossal volume of meltwater beneath the ice. This sudden flood of water would dramatically lubricate the base of the ice sheet, potentially triggering a chain reaction that could lead to the destabilization or even the collapse of large sections of the West Antarctic ice sheet. An eruption wouldn't have to melt the entire ice sheet directly. Instead, it could act as the trigger, pushing an already vulnerable system past its tipping point, and the stakes could not be higher. If the West Antarctic ice sheet were to collapse entirely, scientists estimate it would raise global sea levels by up to 10 feet, or about 3 meters. Let that sink in. A 10-foot rise in sea level would be an unprecedented global catastrophe. Coastal cities around the world, from Miami to Mumbai, from New York to Shanghai, would be inundated. Millions of people would be displaced, and economies would be shattered. This isn't just a distant, abstract threat. The connection between volcanic activity and ice melt is already happening. We've seen it in places like Iceland, where volcanic eruptions under glaciers have caused massive floods, known as Jökullaups. The discovery of this vast volcanic field in Antarctica adds a huge, unpredictable variable into our climate models. It's a geological wildcard that could dramatically accelerate the impacts of climate change. This incredible find reminds us that Antarctica is not just a passive victim of a warming climate. It is a living, breathing continent with its own internal forces at play. It has a fiery heart that beats with geologic time, a force that has shaped the continent for millions of years and continues to influence its future and ours. The fire beneath the ice is a powerful reminder of how interconnected our planet's systems are, from the deep mantle to the frozen surface, and from the remote poles to our own backyards. The story of Antarctica's hidden volcanoes is far from over. Scientists are now racing to understand these mysterious giants better. Are they becoming more active? How much heat are they really releasing? Answering these questions is crucial for predicting the future of our planet's sea levels. It's a stark reminder that even in the 21st century, our world is still full of incredible secrets waiting to be discovered, secrets that hold the key to our own survival. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey to the bottom of the world. It's discoveries like this that make science so exciting. If you found this as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the amazing mysteries of our planet. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video. Have you ever thought about what ice really is? You probably think, duh, it's just frozen water. But what if I told you that simple, everyday ice holds an electrifying secret? A secret so powerful it can explain one of nature's most dramatic shows, lightning. Stick around, because we're about to dive deep into the hidden physics of ice. And trust me, you'll never look at an ice cube the same way again. It all starts with a fascinating phenomenon called the piezoelectric effect. Now that might sound like a complicated science term, but the idea is actually quite simple. Piezoelectricity means pressure electricity. Certain materials, when you squeeze or bend them, generate a tiny electric voltage. You've probably encountered this without even realizing it. Quartz watches use a tiny piece of quartz crystal that vibrates at a precise frequency when an electric current is applied. That's the piezoelectric effect in reverse. It's also used in gas lighters. When you click the button, you're hitting a piezoelectric crystal, creating a spark to ignite the gas. For a long time, scientists thought this amazing property was reserved for special crystals like quartz or certain ceramics. Water, in its liquid form, definitely can't do this. But recently, scientists made a groundbreaking discovery. They found that ice, yes, good old frozen H2O, is also piezoelectric. When ice crystals are deformed, when they're bent, squashed, or stressed, they produce electricity. So, how does this work? Imagine a perfectly ordered ice crystal. The water molecules, with their positive and negative parts, are all arranged in a neat, balanced lattice. Everything is neutral. But when you apply pressure and bend that crystal, you're pushing those molecules around. You're disrupting that perfect balance. This tiny shift in the arrangement of positive and negative charges creates a small but measurable electrical potential difference across the crystal. In simple terms, bending ice creates a tiny, microscopic jolt of electricity. Now, let's scale this up, way up. Imagine the inside of a massive thundercloud. It's not a fluffy, gentle place. It's a chaotic, violent cauldron of churning air currents, moisture, and ice. Inside these clouds, temperatures are well below freezing, and they are filled with billions upon billions of tiny ice crystals. These crystals are constantly being tossed around by powerful updrafts and downdrafts, smashing into each other with incredible force. With every single collision, these ice crystals are being deformed. They're being flexed, bent, and momentarily squashed. And with every single one of those deformations, a tiny bit of electricity is generated, thanks to the piezoelectric effect we just talked about. One collision might only produce a minuscule voltage, practically nothing on its own. But we're not talking about one collision. We're talking about countless quintillions of collisions happening every single second inside that massive cloud. Think of it like a crowd of people. If one person claps, it's a small sound. But if 100,000 people in a stadium all clap at once, the sound is deafening. It's the same principle inside a thundercloud. Each tiny spark from a bent ice crystal adds to the collective charge. All these microscopic jolts of electricity start to accumulate. They build up and up, separating the charges within the cloud. Typically, the lighter, positively charged ice crystals are carried upwards by the updrafts, while the heavier, negatively charged particles sink towards the bottom. This process transforms the entire thundercloud into a gigantic natural battery hanging in the sky, with a massive positive charge at the top and a massive negative charge at the bottom. The electrical potential becomes immense, reaching hundreds of millions of volts. The air between the cloud and the ground, which is usually an insulator, can no longer hold back this incredible electrical pressure. And then, bam, a lightning strike, a colossal discharge of static electricity that momentarily connects the cloud and the ground, releasing all that pent-up energy in a brilliant, blinding flash. So, the next time you witness the awesome power of a thunderstorm, remember where it all begins. It doesn't start with a bang. It starts with the silent, secret electricity generated inside countless tiny, flexing ice crystals. A storm is born from the hidden piezoelectric nature of ice. It's a beautiful example of how a microscopic phenomenon can scale up to create one of the most powerful and spectacular events on our planet. But the story doesn't end with explaining lightning. This discovery has thrown open the doors to some really exciting possibilities for the future, especially in the field of energy harvesting. We are constantly searching for new, clean sources of power, and this property of ice could be a game changer in certain environments. Imagine sending probes to the icy moons of Jupiter or Saturn, like Europa or Enceladus. These worlds are covered in thick shells of ice, and they experience immense tidal forces from their parent planets, which constantly squeeze and flex the ice. Could we design future rovers or stationary landers that tap into this piezoelectric effect? They could potentially generate their own power directly from the ice they're sitting on, just by harnessing the natural stresses and strains within the moon's crust. This would be a revolutionary form of in situ resource utilization, allowing for much longer and more complex missions without relying solely on solar panels or radioactive sources. And we don't even have to go to other planets. Think about Earth's own polar regions, the Arctic and Antarctica. These vast expanses of ice are not static. Glaciers flow, sea ice shifts, and the ice is under constant pressure. Could we develop technologies to harvest this micropower? We could potentially embed sensors into the ice sheets that power themselves, providing valuable, long-term data on climate change, ice thickness, and glacial movement without the need for batteries that would freeze and fail. It might not be enough to power a city, but for low-power scientific instruments in remote, hostile environments, it could be the perfect sustainable solution. This entire concept is a testament to the fact that even the most common, seemingly simple materials on our planet can hide extraordinary and complex physics. It challenges us to look at the world around us with a sense of wonder and curiosity. Water is fundamental to life, but its frozen form holds the power of storms and the potential for new technologies. It's a powerful reminder that there are still so many secrets hidden in plain sight, just waiting for us to discover them. The physics of the familiar is often the most fascinating of all. So the next time you drop an ice cube into your drink, take a moment to appreciate it. You're not just holding a piece of frozen water, you're holding a material that demonstrates a fundamental principle of physics. A material that fuels the power of lightning and might one day power our exploration of other worlds. The secret electricity of ice is all around us, and we are only just beginning to understand its full potential. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the electrifying world of ice. If you found this as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next exploration into the hidden wonders of science. Let me know in the comments what other everyday phenomena you'd like to see us break down. Thanks for watching, and stay curious. Have you ever stared into a glass of water and wondered where it came from? Not just the tap or the bottle, but where it really came from. The answer is a story that's older than our planet, older than the sun, and as vast as the cosmos itself. It's easy to take water for granted. We see it every day. It's the rain that falls, the rivers that flow, the oceans that stretch to the horizon. It's what we drink, what we cook with, what makes up most of our bodies. It feels familiar, simple, almost mundane. But within every single drop of H2O lies a history that connects us to the very dawn of time. To understand this cosmic journey, we need to rewind the clock. Not just a few years or a few centuries, but billions of years. Let's start with our own solar system, our sun. That brilliant star that gives us light and life, ignited about 4.6 billion years ago. It blazed into existence from a colossal swirling cloud of gas and dust known as a solar nebula. Shortly after, about 4.5 billion years ago, our home, Earth, began to form. It was a chaotic process. Tiny bits of dust and rock, remnants from that same cosmic cloud, started clumping together. Pulled by gravity, these clumps grew larger and larger, sweeping up more material in their path, eventually becoming the planet we know today. So you might think water came into existence around the same time, maybe as part of that planetary formation. But that's only part of the story. The oxygen in water, the O in H2O, was forged much earlier, in the fiery hearts of massive stars that lived and died long before our sun was even a twinkle in the universe's eye. But the real ancient mariner in this story is hydrogen, the H in H2O. Hydrogen is the universe's firstborn element. It wasn't created in a star or a planet. The hydrogen atoms in your glass of water were born in the Big Bang itself, an incredible 13.8 billion years ago. That's 3 times older than Earth. Imagine that. For billions of years, before there were any stars, before there were any galaxies, These hydrogen atoms drifted through the dark, expanding universe. They were silent witnesses to the first light breaking through the cosmic fog. Over eons, gravity began to pull these atoms together, along with helium, to form the first stars. Inside these stellar furnaces, nuclear fusion cooked up heavier elements. Hydrogen fused into helium, helium into carbon, and so on. When these massive stars reached the end of their lives, they didn't just fade away. They exploded in spectacular events called supernovae. These explosions were cosmic recycling plants. They scattered all the elements they had created, including the oxygen needed for water, far and wide across space. Those elements then mixed with the ancient hydrogen that had been there all along. So, the atoms that make up the water on Earth are true cosmic survivors. The hydrogen has journeyed from the Big Bang. The oxygen has been forged in a star, blasted through a supernova, and has traveled through vast interstellar clouds of dust and gas for millions or even billions of years. These clouds of enriched material are what eventually collapsed to form new generations of stars and planetary systems, including our own. Scientists believe that much of Earth's water was delivered here by comets and asteroids, which are essentially giant, icy snowballs left over from the formation of the solar system. These cosmic travelers, carrying their precious cargo of ancient water, bombarded the young Earth, filling our oceans and setting the stage for life. Think about what that means. The water molecule in your body has been on an unbelievable journey. It has existed in interstellar space, been part of a giant molecular cloud, and possibly traveled for millions of years, frozen inside a comet before arriving on Earth. It has witnessed the birth and death of stars. So the next time you take a sip of water, pause for a moment. You aren't just quenching your thirst. You are connecting with the deepest, most ancient history of the universe. You are drinking something that is fundamentally older than the ground beneath your feet, older than the sun in the sky. Every drop is a time capsule. It contains atoms that have existed since the first few moments of creation. When you drink water, you are literally tasting the Big Bang. You are taking a piece of the cosmos into yourself. That simple, clear liquid connects you to the entire 13.8 billion year story of the universe. It's a humbling and awe-inspiring thought, isn't it? The universe isn't just out there among the stars. It's right here, in every single drop. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible cosmic journey today. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more stories about our amazing universe. Let me know in the comments what you think. It's pretty mind-blowing, right? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you've been holding on to those last lingering days of autumn, I've got some news for you. Winter is officially making its comeback, and it's not tiptoeing in. It's bursting onto the scene with a dramatic entrance that's going to change everything for the western United States. We're talking about a significant blast of cold Arctic air that is set to barrel down from the north early next week. This isn't just a minor dip in temperature. This is the kind of cold that reminds you to find your thickest socks and your favorite warm beanie. This powerful system is going to sweep across the northwest, and it's bringing a whole lot of moisture with it. For anyone living in or near the mountains, get ready. The Cascades are first in line to receive what could be their most significant snowfall of the season so far. We're predicting substantial accumulations that will transform the landscape into a winter wonderland. This is the moment ski resorts have been waiting for, the storm that lays down that perfect fluffy base for the entire season. So if you've been procrastinating on waxing your skis or snowboard, this is your final call to get them ready for action. But the snow isn't stopping there. As this system moves eastward, it's going to spread its wintry magic all the way through the mountain ranges of Wyoming and Colorado. We're tracking this storm as it charges across the Rockies, and the models are showing some impressive totals. For places like the Tetons and the Colorado Rockies, this could be the season's biggest snow event yet. We're talking about feet of fresh powder, not just inches. This is the kind of heavy, blanketing snow that completely resets the backcountry and opens up a ton of terrain for all you winter adventurers out there. The air will be crisp, the winds will be chilly, and the ground will be covered in that glorious fresh powder. Now, with this much snow and wind, we do need to talk about travel. Early next week, mountain passes from Washington and Oregon all the way through to Colorado are going to be tricky, to say the least. If you have travel plans that involve crossing the Cascades or the Rockies, you absolutely need to stay updated on road conditions. Chain controls will likely be in effect, and some passes might even close temporarily. This is the time to make sure your vehicle is prepared for winter driving. Check your tires, pack an emergency kit with blankets, water and snacks, and please plan for significant delays. It's much better to arrive late and safe than to take unnecessary risks. For those of you in the valleys and lower elevations, you won't be left out of this winter blast. While you might not see the massive snow totals the mountains are getting, you will definitely feel the chill. Temperatures are expected to plummet, bringing frosty mornings and cold, blustery days. It's time to winterize your homes, protect your pipes from freezing, and make sure your heaters are in good working order. This is a top-to-bottom atmospheric shift that will bring the feeling of deep winter to the entire region. It's a great excuse to start simmering some chili on the stove or curl up with a good book and a warm drink. Let's dive a bit deeper into the timing of this event. The leading edge of the cold air is expected to start pushing into the Pacific Northwest on Monday. The heaviest precipitation, in the form of snow for the mountains, will likely follow on Tuesday and Wednesday. This is when we'll see Gajang's significant accumulations. The storm will then track into the Intermountain West, impacting Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming through the middle of the week, before setting its sights on Utah and Colorado by Wednesday and Thursday. It's a multi-day event, so the wintry conditions will be persistent. The combination of heavy snow and strong winds will also create areas of blowing and drifting snow, reducing visibility to near zero at times, especially at higher elevations. This is a classic winter setup, and frankly, it's exciting for anyone who loves the season. This storm is a game changer. It's what we call a base-building storm. The snow it delivers will be cold and of high quality, creating that perfect foundation for a long and snowy winter. It ensures that when you head up to the mountains, you'll be greeted by that amazing soft snow we all dream about. But again, with great powder comes great responsibility. The influx of new heavy snow on top of the existing snowpack can increase avalanche danger. If you're planning on heading into the backcountry, you must check your local avalanche forecast, carry the proper safety gear, a beacon, shovel, and probe, and know how to use it. Please be smart and stay safe out there. So to recap, a major winter storm is on the horizon for the western US early next week. It's bringing a blast of cold air and the biggest snowfall of the season for many mountain locations, from the Cascades all the way to the Colorado Rockies. Prepare for challenging travel conditions in the mountains and get ready for a significant drop in temperatures everywhere. This is the real deal, the official kickoff to the winter season we've been anticipating. It's time to embrace the cold, get excited for the snow, and prepare for a beautiful, wintry week ahead. Thank you so much for tuning in and getting the latest forecast with me. I'll be keeping a close eye on this storm as it develops, and will have updates for you right here. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel so you do not miss any future updates. Stay warm, stay safe, and get ready for winter's grand return. See you in the next video. Let's be honest, life can feel like a pressure cooker sometimes, right? Deadlines, notifications, social pressures, it all builds up, leaving you feeling frazzled, anxious, and completely overwhelmed. What if I told you that your body has a built-in, all-natural stress reset button? A powerful mechanism that can instantly calm your racing mind and bring you back to a state of balance. And the best part? You don't need expensive gadgets or complicated techniques. All it takes is something cold. Sounds almost too simple to be true, doesn't it? But this isn't some new age wellness fad. It's a fascinating biological response hardwired into our DNA, known as the mammalian dive reflex. This reflex is an ancient survival mechanism shared by all mammals, from dolphins and seals to you and me. Think about what happens when a marine mammal dives into icy water. Their body needs to conserve oxygen and protect vital organs. So it instantly triggers a series of physiological changes. The heart rate slows down, blood vessels in the extremities constrict, and blood is redirected to the core, protecting the brain and heart. Here's the amazing part. You don't need to plunge into the Arctic Ocean to activate this response. Simply exposing your face to cold water is enough to kickstart the process. This is because we have a high concentration of nerve receptors on our face, particularly around the nose and mouth, that are highly sensitive to cold. When these receptors sense the cold, they send a signal straight to your vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is like the superstar of your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and digest system. It's the counterbalance to the fight or flight response that stress triggers. When the vagus nerve is stimulated, it tells your heart to slow down, it lowers your blood pressure, and it essentially sends a wave of calm throughout your entire body. It's like flipping a switch from high alert panic mode to a state of tranquil control. This is your body's stress reset button. So how can you use this incredible tool in your everyday life? It's incredibly easy. The next time you feel a wave of anxiety, panic, or overwhelming stress, try this. Go to a sink, fill a bowl with cold water. You can even add a few ice cubes to make it extra chilly. Take a deep breath, hold it, and submerge your face in the water for about 15 to 30 seconds. That's it. When you come up, exhale slowly. You should immediately feel your heart rate decrease and a sense of calm wash over you. It's a powerful and immediate pattern interrupt for your nervous system. If dunking your face isn't practical, don't worry. There are other ways. You can achieve a similar effect by holding an ice pack or a bag of frozen peas against your face and the sides of your neck, where the vagus nerve runs close to the surface. You could also try splashing your face with cold water repeatedly, or even just holding a very cold drink can against your cheeks. The key is the cold stimulus on your face. Another fantastic method is ending your shower with a blast of cold water. I know it sounds intense, but stick with me. Start with your regular warm shower, and for the last 30 seconds to a minute, turn the temperature down as cold as you can handle. Focus on letting the cold water run over your face and chest. The initial shock will take your breath away, but as you focus on breathing through it, you'll notice your body adapting. This practice not only triggers the dive reflex, but also builds your resilience to stress over time. It trains your nervous system to recover more quickly from shocks, making you less reactive to daily stresses. Now, you might be wondering, is this safe? For most healthy individuals, yes, it's perfectly safe. However, if you have any pre-existing heart conditions or circulatory issues, it's always a good idea to chat with your doctor before you start jumping into ice baths. Start slow. Maybe just a splash of cold water at first, and then gradually work your way up to longer durations or colder temperatures as you feel comfortable. The goal isn't to torture yourself, it's to gently and effectively communicate with your own nervous system. Let's think about the practical applications. Feeling overwhelmed at work before a big presentation? Step into the restroom and splash your face with cold water. Can't calm down after a heated argument? Grab an ice pack from the freezer. Waking up with a racing mind in the middle of the night? Keep a bowl of cool water by your bed. This isn't just a temporary fix, it's a skill. You're learning to regulate your own emotional and physiological state, empowering yourself to handle whatever life throws at you with more grace and composure. This simple act of applying cold to your face is a direct line of communication with your body's most primitive and powerful calming systems. It's a reminder that even when our modern world feels chaotic and out of control, we possess an innate ability to find our center and restore our peace. It costs nothing, takes only a few seconds, and the effects are immediate. So the next time stress knocks on your door, don't just let it in. Go to the sink, turn on the cold tap, and press that reset button. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you found this helpful and feel empowered to give it a try. If you did, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more tips on how to live a healthier, more balanced life. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried this or if you have your own go-to stress-busting techniques. Stay cool, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and felt a sense of wonder, a connection to something truly ancient and vast? Well, get ready, because this week, the cosmos is putting on a special show just for us, and you won't want to miss it. On the evenings of October 5th and 6th, as the world settles down and twilight paints the sky in shades of deep blue and purple, two of our celestial neighbors will engage in a quiet, graceful dance. The moon, our constant companion, will drift incredibly close to the magnificent ringed planet Saturn. This isn't a loud, flashy event, but a moment of serene, timeless beauty. It's a cosmic alignment that has happened countless times before and will happen countless times again, connecting us to a rhythm far older than any of us. So, where should you look? It's wonderfully simple. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, find a spot with a clear view to the southeast. As dusk deepens, you'll see them rise together, glowing above the horizon like two celestial pilgrims, sharing the same ancient path across the heavens. The moon's familiar silvery light will be your guide, and right nearby, you'll spot a steady, golden point of light. That's Saturn. It won't twinkle like a star. It will shine with a calm, regal presence. Now, for all of my friends in the Southern Hemisphere, your view will be just as breathtaking. You'll want to turn your gaze toward the northeast. There, under your beautifully mirrored skies, the same celestial duet will unfold. The moon and Saturn will appear, charting their course across your night. It's a powerful reminder that while we may live in different parts of the world, we all share the same sky, the same magnificent celestial events. What makes this so special? Think about what you're seeing. The moon, about 384,000 kilometers away, appears next to Saturn, a gas giant that's a staggering 1.4 billion kilometers from us. This incredible illusion of closeness, this cosmic perspective trick, is what makes astronomy so magical. It collapses immense distances into a single, beautiful frame. Saturn's golden shimmer next to the moon, its cool silver glow, is a visual poem about the sheer scale and quiet elegance of our solar system. These moments are precious. They're a chance to disconnect from our busy lives, to step away from the screens and the noise. While the world below keeps moving, with all its worries and deadlines, the universe above offers a moment of pure, unadulterated peace. It's a chance to just be present. So here's my invitation to you. On October 5th or 6th, take a moment for yourself. Step outside, maybe with a warm drink in hand. Feel the cool evening air on your skin. Take a deep breath, let the day go, and just look up. You don't need a fancy telescope for this. Your own eyes are the perfect tool to witness this beautiful encounter. Watch as these two worlds, separated by an unimaginable void, appear to meet. Imagine the light from Saturn that's hitting your eyes has been traveling for over an hour just to reach you. It's light from another world. When you see it next to the moon, you're not just stargazing, you're time traveling, you're spacefaring, all from the comfort of your own backyard. It is a humbling and deeply moving experience that reminds us of our small but wonderful place in the cosmos. This is more than just an astronomical event. It's a shared human experience. People all over the world will be looking up at the same sight. For a few nights, we'll all be connected by this silent, celestial spectacle. It's an opportunity to share that sense of wonder with family, with friends, or just to have a quiet moment of reflection for yourself. Let the vastness of space put your own life into perspective. Let the steady light of Saturn remind you of endurance, and the gentle glow of the moon remind you of change and cycles. These are the moments that enrich our lives, that fuel our curiosity and fill us with awe. So don't let it pass you by. Mark your calendars for October 5th and 6th. Make a plan to step outside as darkness falls. Look for the moon, find that golden point of light beside it, and just watch. Let the quiet majesty of the solar system work its magic. Let yourself be captivated by this celestial dance in the twilight sky. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you get a chance to see this beautiful conjunction. If you do, I'd love to hear about your experience in the comments below. Where were you watching from? What did it feel like? And if you enjoy content that connects you to the cosmos, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It helps us continue to share the wonders of the universe with everyone. Until next time, keep looking up.